So sorry for all the questions, but what would you do if you keep getting a bunch of inspiration for vastly different campaigns, but don't want to keep starting new campaigns? Maybe episodic sessions. So handful of ideas. Definitely write stuff down. Always write stuff down. You never know when you're gonna. Yep, you can always save it. You never know when you're going to hit some sort of creative block, and you're gonna want to have all of those. And I've also found that ideas are block. It's like if I don't get an idea out and write it down in some fashion, it's I think there's a sense that like you have to save ideas, that you only have a precious few, and that's one that I'm going to hold on to until I can use it. But if I actually write them down and get them out of my head, I find that they actually are just in the way of additional ideas. Like if you get it out and you feel like you've expressed it, okay, that I can use that now at some point. I can stop thinking about it, and now that
Hmm.
I'm not thinking about it, other things can come through. And that I don't think that that's I don't think that's a, or at least for me, that wasn't my instinct. My instinct was always that like, oh, these are ideas they're very precious. I have to protect them. And it's like, actually, no, these things, it's like they'll flow like water if you keep encouraging it. But
I
in
have like
terms of,
three little journals of
oh
writing
yeah,
prompts.
totally.
Yeah.
One shots are great for crazy ideas. Put it together in a single session or a couple sessions if you have to. Um, that's a preference call, but I think one shots are a great way to do it. I think that one shots can exist within campaigns and be really fun. So, for instance, if I have fewer people in a session, sometimes I don't do this as much anymore, but there have been times in the past where like, oh, somebody can't make it. Okay, well, I'm going to be like super ambitious and throw together a one shot type of experience for the players that are there. And this is going to be from like the enemy's perspective. And it's going to be this trudge through the sewer fighting these rat people, because that just seems like a fun, crazy idea that doesn't fit in what we're doing where you guys are in town. But over here in the city, like as the evil guard is working against the players, they need to go secure this item. Like we're gonna play as the bad guys for a while. That could be a fun. I call them side shots when they're within a campaign, but that could be a fun way to get those ideas out.
I like to think of a D&D game as like episodes in a TV series. Running Avatar Legends made that switch for me. So this is like in a 26 season or episode season, you're gonna have those episodes that are just kind of off topic, but they still
Right.
feed into the slow working plot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I think so. I think that's a good way to think about it. I mean, episodic TV shows. Every once in a while, yeah, you have or at least I think it's really interesting when shows are bold enough to say, yeah, we're a few episodes from the end of this season, but we're going to take this character that you guys like and we're going to go back 30 years ago and show you how they first came to town or whatever. And I always love when shows are bold enough. It doesn't happen that often. And sometimes, especially when it's a really popular show, kind of infamously Lost did this at the very end of its run, when people were excited to see, okay, this 6 season running show, Lost is a big controversial show, or big, like, got people invested. And then a few episodes before the end of the last season, they're like, we're gonna jump way back in time and show you, ancient history of this place with people, all brand new characters for an hour. And I thought it was fascinating, but a lot of people were like, "Who? What is this? I don't care." Like, so you have to know your audience a little bit, but I also like to, it's worth training your players to expect, like, sometimes they're just gonna be dealt a weird hand at the table, and you go like, you know, like I've even done that, not as a side shot, but even for the players. Like the last time we were in a session, they were traveling to this location, and then we start, and it's like in media res, like in the middle of action, and I'm not going to explain to them why. Well, it's because they unknowingly walked into some field of it's hallucination that they're all having, and they'll have to figure that out as we play, right? So to some extent, it comes down to how much trust I think you have between everybody at the table to just sort of accept and go with it. obviously if you have a player or players that are going to like kind of stomp their feet and not trust the process, then that can, maybe that's not the group to experiment with. But um, I've always tried to. So far, my players have patience for it, but I find that kind of stuff a
I found
fun
that
experiment from here to there. Yeah,
once I started reading into and running some sessions for Avatar Legends, and I feel so unqualified to talk about this because I haven't DM'd anything in years.
sure,
Um, but thinking about sessions as covering the same amount of plot as like a 20-minute TV episode or 23 minutes or something,
right, yep,
um, really helped a lot mentally with pacing.
mhm,
Not only for the entire session, but within the session itself. It's like you don't have to cover a
right,
movie's worth of plot. A 22
true,
episode is plenty and it's satisfying.
yep,
And a lot of times in those TV show episodes, stuff is moving pretty quickly, and that's all right. You have to
absolutely,
have stuff move quickly to have it happen at the table within 3 hours.
hmm
So thinking about it as episodes, it would be even fun to try and fit a campaign season within 26 sessions. I think that would be fun to try.
yeah. I have it's an island campaign idea. Another one. Hey, I've written this down somewhere in my notes, but the idea of a uh, almost like an island hex map where you sort of you know discover what each of those, like, sort of limited visibility, and each one you go to kind of uncovers what that is, and you can reach more places. But the idea of a level per session, so 20 sessions max, and every single session is a level up. So like basically kind of trying to do a more aggressive
Oh, and
type
you
of
know what's
game.
fun there
Mhm.
is a hexagon 19 is a hexagonal number. So if you have like one hexagon surrounded by six more, surrounded by 12 more, that's 19, and that's a hexagonal number, and that's one less than your 20 levels.
Nice. That's a good,
Yeah.
yeah. That works. So I not wasn't even mine, but yeah, absolutely.
I have this world idea that I've never fully built out, but it's like spokes of a wheel.
Hmm.
There's like these 8 cities and settlements, and I'm talking with my hands, but you can't see it. Um,
Sure.
all built around in a circle
Hmm.
where um the one at like 12 o'clock is at like the top of this um it's at the highest elevation. And as you work down around both sides of the circle to the one that's basically at 6 o'clock, that's a portside village. And the party over the course of the adventure working their way around from one place to the next and then back up to where they started, where the status quo has changed and now they have to save the day from whatever.
Yeah.
I've just got that image of that map in my head.
Hmm. Yeah, I really wanted to learn how to do that, like the scratch off like lottery ticket, like a DIY. Like there's ways to do that, like a homemade version of that. And I was like, ooh, that'd be fun to like make an island map and then sort of cover it with sort of the scratch off type of thing. Yeah, that way you literally have to uncover it as you go, and it becomes this, like, you sort of chart your way, and it becomes a unique thing for every group that does it.
That's so cool.
Hopefully, I'll get to it at some point.